Hey guys, Brett Weiss here. Welcome to a very special episode of Tales from a Retro Gamer, because we've got 4 awesome content creators appearing on my channel talking about their favorite Intellivision game of all time. Now, you guys know my favorite is Beauty and the Beast, but I'm going to tell you at the end of this video what my second favorite Intellivision game of all time is. Just an incredible action game. Absolutely love it, but we'll get to that in a little bit. Check it out, guys. You know my Intellivision bona fides are there. Got my hoodie there with some Demon Attack running in the background. There's my Intellivision OG console set up with some games in this nifty little holder. And then under the table, got a full tub of games down there. My Intellivision 2 console is way up there on that shelf. Anyway, enough about me. Let's hear it from my fellow content creators about their favorite Intellivision game. Hey guys, we're at Game On Expo.
Love it.
John Riggs.
Hey, always good to see you, my friend.
Yeah, absolutely, man. It's so cool to see you here. Got a question for you.
Yes.
We'll get to cereal obsession in just a minute.
Yeah, I could talk about. I don't think there's enough minutes on YouTube for me to talk about cereal. But
Well, they say 80 years of content is uploaded to YouTube every day.
Oh, can you imagine?
At least a year of that could be cereal for
That's
you.
right, yeah, for me, for sure.
All right, John, before we get to that,
Yeah.
what is your favorite Intellivision game of all time now? You're an old guy. So
Thanks. Appreciate that.
Well, I'm older than you, so I can
No,
say
that's
that.
true. You got some years on me, just a few anyway. Yeah, I didn't grow up with the Intellivision, but my friend had one. So all my Intellivision memories come from going to my friend's house, which is also a good memory.
Excellent.
But the game that we played the most, so I'm going to have to call it my favorite, was Snafu. Snafu, that was the name of it? It's been a long time.
Snafu,
Okay,
great
yeah.
choice, yeah.
I love Snafu. I loved Snafu because I was such a big fan of the Tron cycles.
Right.
So for me, and whenever I played Tron in the arcade, I was hoping I'd get to the cycles first. I never know what it's, random. But yeah, for me, Snafu was, to me, the most like the cycles from Tron, like the Tron cycle thing. And it was perfect. And it was great for us because then we could play that game together. So it wasn't like I'll play it, then you play it.
Yeah, I was about to say 1 player, 2 player. You played the 2 player.
There we go. And then we're both getting in on it, and just old school fun, man. And you can't. It still stands the test of time today because it's still fun today. So.
And then years later, there was something similar on Nokia phones or whatever. Snake.
With Snake.
Or before
that's
that,
right.
flip phones, whatever.
Yeah, exactly. So all these kids are playing Snake, and the dad looks over, and is like,
Right.
We had that at home growing up. Yeah, Snafu for the Intellivision for sure.
Excellent. So now, my favorite cereal back in the day, and I've talked to you about this before,
Right.
because it went out of existence before you were of cereal age.
Yeah, maybe you're right.
Pink Panther cereal
Right.
was amazing.
Legendary.
Yes, imagine Fruity Pebbles, but better.
Okay.
If that can be imagined. So Pink Panther cereal. So
Wow.
that's my favorite. What is your favorite cereal of all time?
My go-to answer for my favorite cereal of all time was a cereal called Ice Cream Cones because it looked like literal ice cream cones.
I remember that, but I never had it.
Yeah, from the 80s. It was kind of like Golden Grahams cones, and they're like little cones, almost look like little bugles.
Yeah.
Along with the ice cream puffs. And it was basically like picture Cocoa Puffs, but vanilla.
Hey, what's better than a bowl of cookies? A bowl of ice cream
A bowl of ice
cones.
cream. And here's why nostalgia hits so hard with this, because people will say like, oh, if you could bring any cereal back, what would it be? You would think I'd say ice cream cone cereal, but they did try to bring it back in the early 2000s, and it wasn't the same.
You know, they can never repeat that
They
formula.
just can't. No.
Yeah.
It was just, they weren't even cones. It was almost like cone. It was like Golden Grams, but kind of curled a little bit, but not all the way to the perfect, so you could have like a little ice cream cone.
Cone adjacent, but not a cone.
Not the quite, yeah. So many cereals today are doing that. They're cheapening the ingredients and all that. But yeah,
Right.
Going back to the 80s, ice cream cone cereal, to me, was like the best idea ever.
All right, great choice. Thanks a lot, John. I appreciate it. And guys,
Always.
if you've never played Snafu,
Snafu, that's right.
check it
Yeah.
out. It's fantastic. It's endlessly replayable, tons
Yeah.
of fun. And of course, you're probably already subscribed to John Riggs, but if you're not,
Hey.
check it out. I will
take
put a link in the description.
I
All right.
appreciate you, man.
Thanks,
Yeah.
John.
Always good to see you, my friend.
Yeah, same to you.
Oh, yeah.
All right, guys, we've caught up with Rob McCallum on day 3 of Game On Expo. Now, I know you're a big NES guy, but what about the Intellivision?
Well, the Intellivision is a little bit before my time, which makes it extra fun to go back and see where all the games that I grew up with came from. What are those antecedents? And Intellivision, especially from Mattel, a toy company that I love, is kind of near and dear to my heart.
What's your favorite game for the console?
Well, again, it's by Mattel, right? So there's a Mattel toy that I love that features the most powerful man in the universe, He-Man in the Masters of the Universe has got to be my favorite Intellivision game. Maybe baseball as a second.
Oh, cool. Yeah, Major League Baseball is amazing. And then later they lost the license and just called it baseball. And there was the World Series game.
It's
so
like
yeah.
you researched this or something. You may have lived it too.
Yeah, both actually. So what's so great about He-Man? It's just cool that it has that that IP is cool.
I mean, there's not many He-Man games, and as a fan of Masters of the Universe, you kind of cling to what's out there for your fandom. Being in the Wind Raiders shooting, it's an okay shmup, right?
Yeah, exactly. All right, man. Thanks a lot, Rob. Where can people find you?
They can find me at robmccallumfilms.com and 64quest.com. I'm out there. Come find me.
Heck yeah, guys. All right, thanks, Rob.
Cheers.
Enjoy the show.
You too.
All right, guys, here we are at Game On Expo with none other than the Immortal John Hancock. Now, in just a second, I'm going to ask you why where you got that name, Immortal, and are you truly immortal? But first, what is your favorite Intellivision game of all time?
My favorite Intellivision game of all time is going to be kind of an odd choice, and that's Hover Force. It was a late release, and what I love about it is it's like a 3D view helicopter where you're not only rescuing and putting out fires, but you're also like defending an area. And it's really, really an in-depth example of what the Intellivision was capable of when the Blue Sky Rangers kind of took over and became INTV Corporation.
Yeah.
It was a fantastic time, I think, to really demonstrate that the Intellivision was really capable. And my friend showed me this game in the 90s. I didn't grow up with Intellivision. I actually experienced it as a retro gamer. I truly love that game, and it's still one of my favorite games of all time.
Well, I love that the Blue Sky Rangers kept the Intellivision going on into the late 80s, and that game is certainly an example of what the system was capable of, I'm sure, and very unusual for the consoles. Yeah, so great choice. So, John, are you immortal? And if not, where does the name come from?
Okay, well, I'm technically immortal because I have my own video games, which those are going to be long after I'm dead, are going to be still around. But anyways, Drunken Master Paul visited me in the early, I would say mid-2000s, and he looked around my game room and said, "Your collection is amazing. This is immortal. You're immortal." And so that was my handle that I used when I started my YouTube channel, because I wanted to distinguish myself from John Hancock Insurance.
Right.
So that's the reason why.
Or the founding father.
Yeah. So DMP, Drunken Master Paul, is the one who gave me that nickname.
Excellent. You know, as long as I've known you, as much as we've hung out, I never knew that. So that's good to know.
Yeah, real random fact.
All right, guys, you can find the Immortal John Hancock, obviously, on YouTube and all over socials. Thank you so much, John, for hanging out with me at Game On Expo.
Hey, it's Adam Koralik, fellow retro gaming YouTuber, but you would never know that because Brett always asks me to do things on consoles that I barely know anything about. He wants me to talk about my favorite Intellivision game. And once again, I'm not around. I'm in Japan. I'm actually in Tokyo. Behind me, we have Video Game Mecca. I mean, look, there's a Taito game store here. And you want me to talk about an American game console? Did you think this one through, Brett? I mean, look here. Godzilla's up there, like a whole bunch of stuff's going on. And rather than talk about Sega, Nintendo, SNK, you want me to talk about an American video game console. Both he and I are judging you, Brett. But okay, what is my favorite game on the Intellivision? I don't know, I don't really play it. Brett, you knew this going into it. Why would you ask me to do this? I guess I'll say there was a version of Donkey Kong, right? Let's go with that. Which is kind of ties it all up because Donkey Kong's a Japanese game by Nintendo. So let's just go with that. That's a safe answer. That's what I'm doing. Donkey Kong. I'm not even sure I ever actually played it, to be completely real with you. Next time, pick a console that makes sense, Brett.
Well, there you go, guys. Some interesting choices to be sure. Let me know in the comments what your favorite Intellivision game of all time, or your second favorite Intellivision game of all time, or both. Because my second favorite game is Shark Shark. Just an awesome action game. I love the premise. I love the controls. It just feels great to play. It's relaxing but challenging at the same time. This is one of those games I was looking forward on the Intellivision Amico with that bizarre disc controller, but just rotating that felt so natural. Controlling the fish in Shark Shark. It's just a super fun game. Anyway, there you go, guys. Let me know what you think about each one of these picks for the Intellivision. And again, let me know your favorite picks in the comments below. Thanks for watching, guys. Thanks for liking. Thank you for subscribing. We'll talk to you in another video. If you're a fan of my work, you might want to consider supporting me on Patreon. For just a low fee each month, you get a lot of extra content. Another way to support the channel and my writing career is to buy books direct from me, including the 100 Greatest Console Video Games, the Classic Home Video Game Series. It's like an encyclopedia set. And this massive bad boy, the NES Omnibus Volume 1 A through L. I will put links in the description of this video where you can buy books direct from me and where you can support me on Patreon. Thank you guys so much. I really appreciate it.